Hi, everyone. This is Jay Rosenzweig, the founder and CEO of birthparentfinder.com. And I'm very excited today because I have my client, Stacy, who was adopted at birth, and she had no idea who her birth family was. And Stacy took a DNA test with Ancestry, and it looked like a full-blooded sibling showed up, but we could never get a hold of the sibling who never looked at her DNA results to see that she has a full-blooded sibling. And right now, Stacy is meeting her full-blooded sister, Shara, for the first time. Say hi to Shara, Stacy.
Hi, Shara.
Hi, Stacy. So good to see you.
You too.
Big surprise to me.
Yeah, it was to me too. I was terrified of doing this for many, many years. And then when that turned up, I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful surprise, but I had no clue all my life. There was never any mention of me having a sister. There was never any documentation or anything. So, it took me a while to actually realize that I had a sister.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I have a sister because I always wanted a sister growing up. So
Shara, I tracked you down. I got your number and I called you, let you know that she showed up on your DNA results as a full-blooded sister. And you told me you had no idea whatsoever. You are 5 years older than Stacy. You also have a brother who's 3 years older. And at what point did you realize this is not a scam? This is real. She is my full-blooded sister.
Well, first of all, I looked you up and I found that, you were legit. And then Stacy sent me a picture. And the minute I looked at the picture, I said, that's my mom. She has my mom's face. I mean, that is my mom. And when we were, when I kept looking at it, I sent it to my family and they all said, that's Nana, that's mom. And so to me, that was enough, that to know you're legit and to know, just from looking at pictures that she truly is my sister. I'm just sad that I did not know that and did not know her all these years.
And we had no non-identifying information to really give you on this. All we knew was that I guess Stacy knew that the birth mother was around 23 at the time. Yeah. And based on the math, Shara, you confirmed that was accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we knew anything else, did we, Stacy?
Well, I knew, she said that I knew that there was an older girl, I think, and because she said she had one, but she didn't have the financial means to raise another child. Oh. I believe that's what they said in the letter.
Oh, really? Okay.
Now, Stacy, did you know that your birth parents were married?
No, I did not. No.
That must have been a big surprise.
No, they said nothing in that letter, and I can't find that letter. I've moved since then. They said nothing about a father at all. No.
So Shara, I give you a call out of the blue. Was there anything in the back of your mind that you remember as a little girl that your mother had another child and placed it up for adoption?
No. Like I said, I always wanted a sister, and maybe subconsciously, I knew that that my mama had another child, a girl, but I really didn't know. I did, unless for some reason it stayed in my mind and I just couldn't recall it. So it was a very big shock to me. I'm glad that I have that now, and I can't wait to meet Stacy in person because it's just exciting. It's just really exciting and something I never thought I'd have.
And then you're on the East Coast. Stacy's on the West Coast. I know it's hard to travel, and obviously one day you guys are going to be meeting in person.
Yeah, we hope to pretty soon. Yeah. I grew up in Florida, and so I still my brothers and a lot of family are mostly still there. I was the one that that went to the West Coast. So yeah, I still go back and forth to Florida quite often. But when she sent me a picture of my birth mom. Her name was Helen.
Right.
I looked at that picture and I couldn't believe it because I looked so much like her when I was younger, when I was in my 20s. I showed this to my brother and my sister-in-law, were the first people I showed it to, and they said, "Oh my gosh, the resemblance is so incredibly strong." It was just amazing. And I was so thankful to get that because I'd wondered that my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen pictures of the two of you side by side, and you look very much alike.
Yeah, in some ways we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. You know, those genes, you just never know what they're going to do. But I just feel like, you look very much like my mother. And you also look like my brother in the fact that your face is longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have the heart-shaped face, but my brother has a longer face like you do.
Yeah.
But our mom, her face wasn't long, but it was more rounded. But, just your smile and your eyes, I mean, all of that, I was just blown away. I was just blown away. So,
Yeah.
and I am really anxious to see you in person. So
Yeah.
we definitely are making plans to make that happen. So,
Yeah.
So I know some people are skeptical about DNA and the results, whether it's a scam or not. But Shara, you're 100% that Stacy is your full-blooded sister.
yes, I firmly believe that. I mean, after looking you up and you were legit, and then after seeing a picture of Stacy and talking with her, yes, I feel she is my full-blooded sister, and I'm very excited about it. And I've been telling my family and friends about you.
So in the DNA world of centimorgans, it's the unit they use to determine the relationship. And you're 2,800 centimorgans with Stacy. That's a full-blooded sibling. If you were half siblings, it would be about 1,800. This is 2,800. And Ancestry identified that as a full sibling. And that's what just was so crazy that for, I don't know, a couple of years, your results were on there. I don't know how long your DNA results were on Ancestry.
Well, for me, I did Ancestry.com many, many years ago. And I just stopped looking at it because I basically did it to find out, how many siblings my mom had. It turned out she had twin sisters I didn't know about, plus a younger brother, and they had all died at birth. And I just wanted to know my ethnicity, but I didn't really do like a family tree. So I never knew this. And then I just forgot about it, because I saw what I wanted to see, and that was it.
And then Stacy, when did you take the test?
Oh, a year or two ago, I believe, probably at least a year and a half ago.
And you've only worked with me a couple months.
Yeah,
what was the holdup?
I saw the full sibling on there when I clicked on it, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I saw it and I said, no, there's just no way. And my father was still alive at that time. And my mother has passed 30 years ago, but he was still alive. And I've thought about this, why I didn't know. I did write, I'm pretty sure I wrote in the notes, Shara, a little note, like, we've matched as siblings, if you want to connect or something like that. I think I did that. And then I just kind of got scared. And I told Jay many times, I don't know if I really want to do that. I don't know. What if she doesn't contact me? What if, it's a risk.
Right. That's always a thing because she might not be receptive. She might be a smart subject.
Yeah.
But obviously it wasn't. Shara's wonderful. She was very receptive and she was pleasantly surprised. And one thing about those DNA tests, if you don't go online or look at your results, you won't see that you have a close relative, especially in this case, a full-blooded sibling.
Yeah.
And I think with me, when I saw that, I think when my father passed, it somehow gave me a freedom, if that makes any sense, to pursue it. because before when he was still alive, I think there was a hesitancy there, but then I was like, but I was still worried and thought she might say, well, I don't want to know this person. So she was receptive.
Yeah, I'm very pleasantly surprised. And you mentioned there was a letter that when you were adopted that you got, or your adoptive parents got. Is that correct?
Yeah, Georgia will send you non-identifying information.
Okay.
So they sent me, and I did this probably 8 or 9 years ago, so my memory is foggy about it. But they just said was left at the hospital. She left without giving a name. She, that was basically it. That she told the social worker that she had an older daughter, but she did not have the financial means to support another child.
Okay.
And that her daughter was living with her grandparents, would be your grandparents.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get that. I'm going to look through some more files and see if I can find that. But that's what I remember.
So Stacy, you remember that part? I mean, Shara, you remember that part? Living with your grandparents?
I would have been really young. I have pictures of me that young, but I was with my mom and my brother was just a few months old. But I knew my grandparents all my life. But I don't recall actually living with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that could have been during the period she was noticeably pregnant.
Yeah, see, I don't remember her pregnant with a brother or with Stacy. I would have been 3 when my brother was born, and I was 5 when Stacy was born. So it could have been that. I mean, at 3, you may not remember that sort of stuff. I would think at 5, I would. However, if my mom, hid the pregnancy, then that could be why I never noticed it.
So, Shara, did you tell your kids about this?
Oh, yes.
And how do they feel?
Oh, they were ecstatic. I mean, they were like, the minute I sent them a picture of Stacy, they all were like, that's Nana. They called my mom Nana. And I said, that sure is. They look just alike. I said, yes. I think you look more like my mom than I do. Everybody's always told me I look like my mom, but they were so surprised, but so supportive, very much so. So that's been great, to talk with them and share this with them, especially my daughters. They've been very, and it's not that my sons haven't, but with boys and girls, sometimes the girls show more emotion about it than the boys do. But it's been, they love it. So they're anxious to meet you as well. My youngest daughter even said, I'm going to Seattle.
She's welcome anytime.
I said, well, I'm going with you if you.
Yeah, Autumn has reached out to me. Yeah, she has.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you can fly directly from Atlanta to Seattle.
Yeah, I know.
My husband and I have actually been to Seattle, but it's been so many years ago. But we actually want to make that trip in the fall. So we're kind of planning for it now.
Oh, good.
So, probably September.
Yeah.
We'll try to come out there and visit for a while. We really love out west. We love Oregon and California, and we loved Seattle. We also went over to Victoria, British Columbia. All of that area on the West Coast we love. So
yeah, that's a beautiful time of year, September, in the fall. Here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you two talk off this recording, but I'm going to end it with asking Stacy a question. So this was back in January, the end of January, you hired us. I know it's been a little over a month. So are you overwhelmed? How has this whole experience made you feel?
It is somewhat overwhelming, and I have to kind of pinch myself when I say to people, my sister, because I had two brothers, so yeah, it is, but it's a joyous thing. It's not, there's no negative about it at all. It's just, I'm older, and it's like, I have a sister. So that is the part that is somewhat overwhelming. And, there's some sadness that I never got to know Helen,
Yeah.
or Joe. I mean, that I never had that opportunity to have known them, and Shara when she was younger. So, there is some sadness there and some loss, but overall it's been a good thing.
And I know that Shara said that she checked my company out, made sure I was legitimate. And when you went through this process, how did you decide on my company?
I did the same thing. I decided I was going to do this, and I was looking at different things, and I called your assistant and talked with her, and that was kind of, and then did some research of my own. That was how I made that decision.
Well, wonderful. I appreciate that. And I appreciate both of you coming together, getting this done beautifully. And we will share this story. And again, I can't wait for you guys to meet in person, and we'll hear from you soon.
Okay.
Thanks, Jay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.